After 2020.
No, I said leader.
Yeah.
Oh, majority. Okay. I assumed nothing.
You should hear Nancy's and my conversations as late as 11 o'clock last night on the phone. We have a good time, don't we? We do very substantive stuff. And, are you rolling your eyes? But on the phone, she laughs at my jokes much more than in person. I will say that. Okay. It's great to be here. I want to thank our great speaker, who's been a leader on these issues for a very long time, long before she even got to the House of Representatives. I want to acknowledge, we get a lot of great infusion from the House, some of the most talented people, and one of them who has just already made a huge mark in the Senate on environmental issues where he has so much experience, on helping the poor, on Native Americans, on so many different issues. Our great senator from the great state of New Mexico, Ben Ray Lujan, thank you. And I thank my House colleagues for joining us. And I want to give a special shout out to LCV, to all of the people there. Tiernan, who does a fabulous, fabulous job. Jean, who does a great job. Mustafa Santiago Ali, who has been involved in so many of these issues as well. So, now we've reached a moment, and we're going to look back on this moment as a pivotal moment in the world fight against the climate crisis. What we can do in the next few months in terms of big, bold action is like nothing this nation and this world has ever seen before. This is a unique opportunity. We are surrounded by evidence of the climate crisis. The fires out west, the heat waves, the floods, everywhere you look. Because of global warming, things are getting worse and worse. And I tell my constituents in New York, COVID was horrible. But if we do nothing on climate, starting within a few short years from now, each year will be worse than COVID, and each year will be worse than the previous year. And that's why so many of us are so concerned with this, and no one is more concerned with this than our young generation. And I salute them, and I thank the young people here. Hold up those signs. Hold them up high. These are the people who care the most. I realized it myself. I ride a bicycle all over New York City. I'm sort of known for that. I'm not a spandex guy. I'm not going at 40 miles an hour. I go slow. I take things in.
And wears a helmet.
And wears a helmet all the time. Thank you, Madam Speaker. And 2 weeks after, I have a favorite ride along the wetlands of the southern shore of Brooklyn. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. The Atlantic Ocean laps up on these beautiful wetlands. And 2 weeks after my grandson was born, my first grandchild, it hit me like a ton of bricks as I was taking my first ride after his birth. If I don't do something, he will never experience the beauty that I was able to experience along these wetlands, because the ocean will rise and these wetlands will be gone. So there's just so much that we have to get done. We feel an urgency to get it done. We know that we can't let this moment pass us by. It's our time to act. And as Majority Leader, I have made it clear I will not pass an infrastructure package that does not reduce carbon pollution at a scale commensurate with the urgency of the climate crisis we face. Plain and simple, and that's what Democrats intend to do. We're united in taking on the climate crisis as we move forward with a bold infrastructure plan, the Jobs and Family Plan. And through the bipartisan infrastructure bill and the budget reconciliation bill, the Senate will make our largest investments to tackle the climate crisis and environmental justice ever in our nation's history. We're going to act in a bold and comprehensive way to reduce emissions, make our infrastructure resilient, create the green jobs of the future. The three legs of the stool that Joe Biden has so brilliantly put together in his plan include climate, economic justice for communities, particularly communities of color that have been left out, and jobs, good paying jobs. And in so many instances, like in the Clean Cars for America proposal, which I was proud to author and President Biden put into his plan, we have union support. We even have some industry support. It's spreading. Everyone knows the crisis. It's only the people with their head in the sand, or some of our Republican colleagues who are in the palm of the oil, gas, and coal industry, who don't realize it or who don't want to realize it. But the rest of the world and the rest of the country does. And so we're going to work to reestablish the U.S. as the global leader in the fight against climate crisis, put our nation on a path to meet our president's bold commitment to reduce emissions by 50% in 2030, while remembering jobs and justice, economic justice as well. We're working on these solutions. One of the things I was able already to use my power as Majority Leader to do was ensure that a robust civilian climate corps will be included in the reconciliation package. I'm going to continue to fight to get the biggest CCC possible. The CCC would tackle climate change by creating good-paying union jobs, invest in climate that benefit the disadvantaged, and as the crisis comes closer and closer and more upon us, we'll have an educated core of people able to fight it, not just this year and next year, but on into the future. So let me conclude by thanking Gene, by thanking Tiernan, by thanking all of the groups who participated, the National Wildlife Federation, Mr. Ali, and let's go. We got to get it done. We have no choice. Our planet demands it. With that, let me call out a great leader in the House who has really been at the forefront in bringing the House, her whole diverse caucus, together on this issue, and that is Representative Castor of the great state of Florida.